Hey everyone, it's still Face with you. Like I said in the last couple videos, I picked up the new Mobius Battlestar Galactica kit yesterday. I've taken like a brief glossing over through the parts and scanned through the instructions, but it's a nice looking model. Not as big as I would have liked, but you know, the bigger, obviously, the cost is going to go up, and it was already. This was a $50 kit at the hobby shop near me. It probably would have cost me less to buy it online, but whatever. Box art, you know, fairly standard. If you've seen the Viper Mark II, it's the same style. Has the big Galactica logo at the top with a photo of the ship. Some additional box art on the sides. It's a shot of the Galactica in a battle-damaged state. Some other co-cells coming soon. Viper Mark VII and a Cylon Centurion. The Centurion, I believe, is going to be 1/6 scale, so that's going to be kind of cool, because that's going to be like more than 12 inches tall. And hopefully very detailed and articulated. Please, I'm crossing my fingers that it's going to be articulated. Anyway, the other side of the box just has like a bit of a bio history and some more photos. Other than that, not much to speak of. The instructions, if you've seen the Viper Mark II kit, are very much the same, sort of done up as like a colonial government dossier. This high gloss paper with color photos. You notice the corners are not cut, but they're drawn as cut. So, would have been a nice touch. Pardon me, if they had cut them like, you know, the corners are cut on paper in the Galactica universe. But whatever. It's just a minor issue. The instructions are fairly straightforward. You know, usual line drawings with a few photos for color. And on the back side has some color recommendations and a fairly simple marking guide. Actually, the marking guide is pretty much non-existent. You just kind of look at the picture and figure out, oh, okay, that decal goes there. And again, there's more co-cells for existing and future products. The detailing on the parts is really well done. Surprisingly so. I was worried about the fidelity of the molding, particularly on the ribs and in the little detailed parts on the underside. This is the ventral section of the ship. You can see there's a socket for a strut. Pardon me, my nose is itchy today for some reason. The stand includes a metal rod for detail or for support, so it wouldn't be difficult to replace that rod with a piece of tubing, so you could run a wire up it if you were to light the ship, which I'm considering doing, but I'm probably going to do this one just as a straight build, and then if I do a second one, then I'll light it and, you know, add photo etch detail and whatnot, because I'm not sure if it's JT Graphics or there's some aftermarket company out there that has a photo etch set with some really nice decals and additional markings and whatnot, including I think some alternate nameplates, which is kind of cool. Anyway, like I said, the detail on the underside is really nicely molded, very, very crisp. I'm not seeing any flash anywhere. The ribs are very sharply defined, very nicely molded. The top side of the ship, likewise, you can see has a bit more armor paneling here and there on the actual ventral or dorsal strut, the spine of the ship, and a bit more around the sides here, but the actual engine detail on the very back here is really nicely molded. There's like a lot of techie, greebly detail. that would really stand out with a good wash and some dry brushing. Next up we have the external engine pods. Some of them anyway. I believe there's 4 actual pods, so I think this is just half of them. Again, same deal. You know, the armor paneling is very nicely molded with panel lines, and the ribbing is very, very nicely done. Now, some of the smaller parts, you can see here's all of the gun turrets. I think there's 32 of them in total, so I'm not sure if this is even all of them, because I think there's 8 top side, 8 bottom side, and then 16 more around the bottom side of the bow. Or there might be just 8 more around the bottom of the bow. I'd have to check. But there's a lot of guns. So I think this is all of them, but there might be some more floating around. In addition, there's the engine nozzles, support struts for the flight pods here, which likewise are very nicely molded, and are actually, it's kind of interesting the way that they've molded them. Like, they have detail on all 3 sides. You probably can't see that very well, but see, look at the end of that, and you can see there's like detail on the top and on both sides. So the tooling, I don't know if it's like a 5-part mold that like snaps in from either side and from on the top, or what, or how they did it, but it's pretty impressive, and I'm really happy they went this route, because then it makes it less likely that you'll end up with a misalignment if they had to do these in like 4 parts all sandwiched together. So that made me very happy. Next up, these, just some ancillary parts. These are the recessed bays for the flight pods, and I believe these are the actual flight pod landing strips. A little bit of flash on the edge of the runner there, but that's the only bit that I've seen so far. Here we've got the flight pod parts, the top and bottom halves. You know, same kind of deal as the rest of the ship. Armor panels on top of the ribbing. Nicely molded, nicely detailed. Not much else to say. There's kind of a recessed little trench bit here for where the landing strip goes in. I think these lugs here have to get cut off, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to actually glue the landing strips in place. So I'm not sure if those are like, sorry, everything just kind of fell. I'm not sure if that's where the plastic was actually poured into the mold, or what purpose they serve, but whatever, we'll figure it out. Here we have just some additional detail parts for the head. This is the underside of the top half of the alligator head. I think here's the bottom section, and this is the part that fits between them. So you can see it sort of snaps in like that, and then this part fits on the other side. This is done basically the same way from the looks of it as the struts for the flight pods, in that there's detail around like 3 out of 4 sides. So that's some pretty nice molding for a kit like this. So it's very, very helpful. In addition, there's also the base, which has the colonial crest. Oops, I have it upside down. As well as the Galactica name and BSG 75, which stands for Battlestar Group 75. Last runner-up, actually no, there's 2 runners left, but this is the last one of opaque parts, is the rest of the detail parts for the bow of the ship, the head, which likewise has detail on like all sides. So there you can see there's the actual bow of the ship, the top side. This is the only part where the armor paneling doesn't really work perfectly over the ribbing. You can see on the edge, kind of just under my fingernail, where the armor panel ends. It's supposed to end flat, but it ends kind of beveled. so that kind of hurts the effect a little bit. But some creative paint work should be able to resolve that. And the rest of these here are the engine pods, the last two engine pods. And these are the clear parts for the engines. This part fills in the back end of the ship, and then you'd obviously mask off the clear engine exhausts and paint the rest of it. Anyway, so this is the decal set. Not much to it. You got the landing strips for the flight pods. You've got the colonial insignia for the top of the ship, and the ship's registries. That's it. None of the red markings for the bow or for the tips of the flight pods, which is kind of a surprise. I could have sworn I had read that like these red stripes on the bow and on the flight pods and whatnot, I could have sworn that they were done as decals. So masking that's going to be kind of interesting. So it should, like I said, yeah, it should be interesting. And last part, this is just the metal strut. It's I'm excited about this. I really am. I haven't been excited about a model in quite a while, because when I got started on my MH53, I was psyched about it at first, and then I kind of got tired of it pretty quickly. And I know that's a bad thing to say, but I can't help it. You know, it wasn't my thing. I will finish it. It's sitting here, you know, probably 60% finished. All I really need to do is fix up some seams and paint it, and I can probably have it done in a week. But I've been eased off of modeling for a couple of months, so I want to do something else before I get back to that. So this is going to be a perfect project, because it's something I'm really, really psyched about. Something I'm really a subject I'm really excited about. Which reminds me, by the way, I almost forgot to mention the plastic. It looks like it's sort of a gray, but it's actually kind of this weird taupe, sort of a brownish gray. Not really sure why they molded it that color, but you know, I guess it doesn't really matter ultimately. But it's a really, really nice kit, and from what I've heard of people who have already gotten started on theirs and some who've already finished theirs, it's a really nice build, so I'm really stoked to get working on it. So thanks for sticking with me through all of this. It's probably my longest vlog yet. So to everyone out there, thanks for watching, and happy modeling.